Tell me, do you know the difference between a black man and a nigger?
That's been kind of...
Oh, for sure.
Right. Adidas says that they're, reviewing the partnership. I guess what I'm curious about from a legal perspective is, like, can Kanye go after Adidas if they do in fact pull the plug?
Well, depends on the contract. If they have a morals clause and they believe he's violating it because his actions are causing damage to the brand, then he can go after him, but I don't know how successful he'll be. The other problem is for a black holiday, which I practice, Kwanzaa, he said, F that BS, something to that extent. He said slavery was a choice.
Yeah.
I think he's offended most of black America.
Yeah.
And so I think that fits into that violation of the morals clause, because I think it does violate it. Some people don't, but I think it does violate black people as a group.
Does that have some sort of time limit though? If they didn't take action then, could they still take action now and say?
It's typically a 2 years statute of limitation, but in terms of a lawsuit, so he can still file that. But I'm referring to what I think the result would be.
Yeah.
I think the result would be it would be dismissed because he is certainly hurting their brand. I won't buy any Adidas as long as he's associated with. I won't buy anything Kanye West has. I'm not boycotting. I'm just not going to give them my business.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give anybody who does business with Kanye West any of my business.
Would you encourage other people to not do business with Kanye West?
I encourage everybody to follow their own personal values.
Yeah.
And if their values say continue to contribute to a man who degrades a race of people, particularly his own, then that's their own subject.
5 minutes later.
I need a drug dealer and then a scammer, then the 9 to 5. I want the scammer first, then the drug dealer, then the 9 to 5.
Because the fast money niggas, they got time. They can take you out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 9 to 5, only take you out on the weekend.
If their values tell them to keep doing it anyway, then that's their choice.
Right. Do you think he at this point is sort of emboldening racists?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, he's emboldened racists.
Now this might be tough for motherfuckers to deal with, but we know the biggest enemy to our community is us. There's no arguing that. So for you to get mad at anybody for wearing anybody's shirt or anybody's lives matter is ridiculous when our own household ain't in order. The biggest backdoors, the biggest crosses, the biggest snake moves, the biggest jealousy, the biggest hate, the biggest greed, the biggest envy, that's us to us against each other. The biggest genocide is amongst our community. We do not hear other communities promoting killing their reflections, selling drugs to their reflections, hypersexualizing their woman. We don't see that. No, we don't. We don't see that being promoted heavy. We don't see that. Only within our culture. So for anybody to feel some type of way about what Kanye did or Yasin Bey or whoever is ridiculous. If it's coming from our culture, our community, cut it out. We are our biggest enemies. We got to get our household in order first.
And he is one of the most well-known figures in America, if not the world. That's why it's damaging us so much. You got racists on the internet, who cares? 10 people are listening to him.
Yeah.
In this case, we have 500 million people listening to him degrade a race of people.
We are messed up individuals. We are some contradictory motherfuckers. That's what we are. We say Black Lives Matter when it catches attention and becomes a trend. After the novelty wears off, we right back to our old fuckery. Cut it out. This is what we promote. This is what look, this little white boy, he's replicating our culture. No matter how you want to cut it. White lives matter, black lives, green lives, purple lives. You motherfuckers is ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. We are a fucked up culture, so we can't get mad that anybody say anything else outside of that. Cut it out.
The answer to why I wrote White Lives Matter on a shirt is because they do. It's the obvious thing.
Yeah. Why do you think that's so, and I assume the implication is, of course, all lives matter because they're lives, because God created them.
Yeah.
Why do you think that that would be considered controversial?
Because the same people that have stripped us of our identity and labeled us as a color have told us what it means to be black and the vernacular that we're supposed to have.
Now let's speak on this on a whole deeper intellectual level, right? Black lives matter, white lives matter. You gotta be a fool to disagree with Kanye West. You are just programmed into being just a hater of your own culture if you're from the culture. And this is what I'm speaking about. Black and white are statuses. Any black person who disagreed with Kanye West is fucking retarded. Now let me tell you why. Black as a status in this corporate landmass holds no weight, is not real or respected in the courts of law or on this landmass. We know this from history. Do we not know Dred Scott? Have we not looked into a law book on the word class, status, nationality, and color? We do understand my culture I'm speaking to. We do understand that the foreigners rule the education system, the medicine system, the military system, the financial system, the land system, the religious systems. Every system is controlled by the foreigner. So when he says white lives matter, I would say they do. And they show it every single day. Who controls the media? Okay. So then Yassine Bey says white lives matter, which ties into the white lives matter because it's the white lives in the education system, the religious system, the financial system, the legal system. But see, we're so programmed to be emotionally responsive, ignorantly responsive, just haters, just troll babies, zombies. You'd be a fool to disagree with Kanye West. For the person in the back who suffers from kundaria and victimizations, when you say, well, it's the white man who got us in it, who did this and that, do you see how white lives matter so much? We're not speaking on emotionally responsive, we're speaking factually. If the white man did all those things, and this is, color codes used loosely, then I guess white lives do matter because they are main controllers and influencers of this landmass. Get to black lives. Genocide, slavery, hate, envy, separate but unequal, bottom class, propagating death, over sexualization, and hate. Black lives don't matter. Status, class, nationality, color codes, keep that in mind because I know you emotional motherfuckers in here. It's probably in your feelings. You can't shake the kundaria. You can't shake the hypnosis. You can't shake the brainwash. You can't shake the ignorance. I don't play color games. But when we look into the world, we see who the ruling classes are. We know the strategies over history that they use to make that a possibility. So he's not wrong. You would be just ignorant to disagree. Of course, my melanated family out there, your life matters. Of course. Foreigners' lives matter. Alien life matters. Pro-life is the point, period. You understand? But we're so hypnotized, brainwashed, and manipulated to respond emotionally, to think emotionally, to react emotionally, that it's just easy for us to be manipulated. When shit becomes a trend, we're all for it. When the novelty wears off, we back to the ignorance. Y'all gotta think steps and steps ahead.
What does that have to do with anything?
No, he's got a point.
The nigger's the one that would even answer that question.